Hey friends, how are you? This is Sam Bregman from Alpha Tribe Media, your favorite digital strategist. In this clip, which I'm going to be sharing in a moment, it's from when I was on the Kindness podcast recently with Nicole Phillips. We're going to speak about haters and negativity and how do you deal with it online. I can promise you, as a digital strategist and as your friend, when you're going to be out there, the more high profile you are, the more followers you have on Instagram, the more people see your videos, your Facebook. If I work with you, we get you into the mainstream media, the press, whatever it'll be. You will eventually have a lot of people reach out to you. The bigger your profile, the more people will reach out to you and criticize you or be negative. So what is the right mindset for dealing with that? That's what we're going to speak about in this little clip. So check that out now. I will see you on the other side and give you some parting thoughts.
Hey, let's talk instead of kindness, let's talk about the haters. It's the flip side, really, and I would imagine just because of the world that we live in, that being a rabbi isn't always celebrated.
That's right.
And so I'm wondering, with whether it's that or in any other aspect of your life, if you're on social media, you're going to have some haters. So how do you deal with that?
Sure. I have very thick skin that I've developed over time, like an old beat up catcher's mitt, right? That's my skin. It might look, okay, but I'm telling you, I'm made of the same thing as an old catcher's mitt. I think a person needs to understand that there is nobody in this world who is for everybody. And there is no person, as far as I could tell, that has been universally liked or loved or admired, and we could literally go back and forth. You would say, what about Moses? No, I could literally show you passages in the Bible. People didn't listen to him and accused him of terrible things, right? What about this person? What about Abraham Lincoln? What about JFK? Mother Teresa, whomever you want to mention. There's no person who's been universally liked or loved or admired, as far as I could tell, in world history. So there is nothing you can do, and there's nobody you could be. There's nobody you could pretend to be. There's no persona you could take on that I've ever heard of where you will get, 100% approval rating and only love and affection and adoration. It's just not possible.
Right.
We're in about a month, a presidential election. Someone is going to be the next president of the United States, a new one, or the same one again, but with about 50% of the country wanting that person, approximately, and 50% hating their guts, right?
Right. So, there's no middle ground.
And there's hundreds of millions of people, on both sides. Yeah. So I understand that very well, that nobody is for everybody. So number one, I just try to find my tribe with a lowercase t and just be me and just try to do me. And there's got to be a million people out there that like you, believe in you, will vibe with you and understand you, where you're coming from, if you are sincere and you're being real. So that's number one. Number two, we live in a world with social media, with Facebook and Instagram and everything else. If you don't like somebody or you don't like what they're saying, you could delete them, you can hide their post, or you could block them, literally. And you never have to hear from them again. So that's, I would say that's number two. Mm-hmm. Number three, I would tell you that I like people, and, look, I'm normal. If I say something or teach something or post something or write something or do something, I would rather people like it, approve of it, give positive feedback. I don't know anybody who would prefer to be disliked than liked. I don't know somebody who, it's a normal human, ingrained in our DNA or whatever, to want that. But my self-esteem is not predicated on the next person liking me or the next 1,000 or the next million. I won't say I don't care, because life is easier if people like you. Life flows better. There's more social lubrication if people like you, enjoy you, respond to you. it's more easier to build self-esteem when you're getting positive. But my feelings about myself, who I am, what I do, my value, it's not predicated on the feedback I get from somebody else. It's not. I prefer it, but it's not predicated on that. So you can't take that away from me. When I've had no money at all and been massively unsuccessful and at my lowest points physically and emotionally and financially and everything else, I still thought unbelievably about myself. Okay. Because of the sources of my own self-esteem. And so I never get too high on myself or too low on myself, because it's not predicated on, what other people out there say or if they do business with you. So that's sort of my hater philosophy 101 in a 3, 4, 5 minute nutshell.
Right.
Okay, I hope that was helpful to you. Listen, it's a fact of life, okay? The only way to not get criticism is to say nothing, do nothing, be nothing, become nothing, produce nothing, and go hide under a rock somewhere, okay? For everybody else, you got to get used to it. And this is something that I learned, I wouldn't say the hard way because I was ready for it, but just something I've learned from experience. Maybe 1 out of 100 or 2 out of 100 people who will see you online will just be negative, and how to be ready for it. So when I had 10,000 followers on Facebook, a certain percentage, maybe 1 or 2%, they came like that. And when I had 100,000, it was like that, but just a few more because the percentages grow. Same when I had 200,000 and so on and so forth. So anyway, listen, we're here to win, and we just have to have the right mentality. Obviously, there's plenty to do technically in terms of the strategy and using these platforms, but we also have to have the right mindset, because there are people who won't take action, won't put themselves out there, and they won't do this stuff because they're already responding preemptively to the criticism they haven't yet received. So we don't want to be some of those people. We have missions to spread. We have words to share. We have value to offer. We have products. We have services. Want to make some money too. So anyway, hope this clip helped. In a moment, we'll be linking over here to another video from my channel, which hopefully will be valuable to you. So you don't have to leave, you don't have to click away. Check out what we have over here, or you could subscribe, and I will see you again. Sam Bregman.